Hello everyone, welcome to Carpool Channel. I am Carpool aka Chris, and doing something different today. It is ranking my favorite Pokemon. As for who I am as a Pokemon player, the first game I ever played was Pokemon Yellow back in 1990, I don't know, 5, 4, 1996, whatever year that came out, which got me into Pokemon. And that experience definitely changed my life because Pokemon has been a staple of my identity. Um, I got the original packs back in the day after playing that. There should be a Charizard there between or after Charmander and Charmeleon. Um, but I was a little kid and I sold it for a box of Pop-Tarts because I was that stupid as a kid or that naive. The person who did it was a bully, knowing that it was worth a lot. And I was a kid just looking for some sweets and a box of Pop Tarts. I'm like, oh. Nowadays, I look at that holographic Charizard being sold for so much, and it's like, man, if I would have saved it, I could have brought my family out of poverty. So I am going to be ranking my favorite Pokemon with this ranking system that someone once made. I want to say what is Cajun Avenger. Um, Probably should have looked up who Cajun Avenger was before I did this. Want to make sure it's the best video I can make though. So I am might be blocking a few of these, but I'll try to fix that. So Gen 1, my favorite Pokemon is always Eevee. My Eevee. My Eevee. Choose Eevee because I don't know. I always really bond with Eevee because I could always make an Eevee a different type for what I needed in the game. So if I chose, Charmander, um, I would not make Eevee a Flareon. I would then make Eevee probably a grass type. So for my fire type, favorite one had always been Ninetales. Um, Ninetales from the Japanese folklore of a nine-tailed fox always was intriguing to me. But Ninetales also has it's just such a beautiful Pokemon. Yeah, I I love me a Ninetales. Water type. There's a lot more water type than the other two. Um, this is a hard one because Kabutops has always been one of my favorites just because of his look, but he never could can never keep a I can never keep a Kabutops on my team because he dies too fast to grass types. So in this, I definitely will pick Golduck. Golduck has been always one of my ones so I'd take to the Elite Four. Grass types, the one that I always use the most has always been Vileplume. I do like me a Venusaur, but Vileplume, that's my favorite grass type. Electric. I didn't give an explanation of why Vileplume was my favorite. Is because Vileplume did so much for me in that first game and Pokemon Yellow, where I was able win, beat the Elite Four my first time with a Vileplume because they're always paralyzing, stunning, poisoning, sleeping. Whatever I needed Vileplume to do, they do that, and then I would just switch out into my next Pokemon. So for electric, it's always been Jolteon. Jolteon, yeah, Jolteon's always been my little favorite. Jolteon's also like the not bug type of Joltik. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that, but they have the same type of spiky hair. It's like, what if Eevee evolved into a bug? It would be a Joltik. My ice type, it's always Articuno. Articuno, you've always been my dog. My my dog spelled with an A and a W. Um, yeah, and I really love the it's Alolan? Maybe it's Galarian. The other form of Articuno. Um, fighting type now. I always went with Hitmonlee, but I've never took him to the Elite Four. Hitmonlee is the Bruce Lee kicker. I just always loved the fact that he was kind of based off Bruce Lee and that aspect of kicking someone in the face and then slow sweeping. Poison. Wow, there is so many poison. It's always Nidorino. Nidorino is always the most a Pokemon that had the same feeling or the same outlook, same aggression that I did when I was playing Pokemon. It's like, oh, I could always throw in Nidorino. So he's gonna be like, yeah, I will go mess up all these other Pokemon for you. Got this horn on my head. I got you. I got you. Um, King was always a hard one for me to get, um, to evolve into. So I always still left Nidorino in my team. Ground type. It's always Marowak. One that I always wanted to bring into my Elite Four team, but Marowak was never strong enough, so I never brought him. Easily killed by water or grass. Then it's always sad that I cannot bring my Marowak with me. My flying type, just because I'm going to save my actual favorite of 1G for another one. Um, yeah, probably always Pidgeot, Pidgeot, Pidgeot. Um, Honestly, you never go wrong with a Pidgeot, especially in Pokemon Yellow. When I first started playing, like Pidgeot was one of the ones that I was always attached to because I always did give nicknames to my Pokemon. Maybe I should have gave a nickname for all of them to make this a little more interesting. And it's not just me talking about that, but I always would call my Pidgeot Geo. My Eevee would be B. Ninetales would be Foxy. My gold duck would be golden. My Vileplume would be um ooh, I can't even remember that one. I think I would call Vileplume poison. Um no, this is when I was what an 8-year old, 6-year old, 8-year old, something like that. With Pokemon Yellow, and I wasn't the most creative with all of these. My Jolteon would always be Jolt. Articuno would be Ice Bird, playing off a Firebird. My Hitmonlee was always called Bruce. My Nidoran was always called Randy. And my Marowak would always be called Boney. Not the most creative, but I was a kid. So I'm gonna start adding that in for each of my choices. For my psychic, I mean, sorry, I was always a Alakazam fan. And I used to actually have the thing you plugged into your Game Boy that actually can allow you to pick your Pokemon and level them up and boost their stats. Game Shark might be wrong with that, but it was like a thing you plug in your Game Boy and then you could plug something in and it basically hacks your game. Because I had no one to play and trade with to actually have an Alakazam, but he was always one that I wanted, so I had to cheat. My bug type was always Scissor. Sizer, if you want to be a troll. Sizer, I mean, look at him. He always scared me every time I run into a Sizer. I'm like, oh, holy cow, it's a Sizer. Holy Miltake, it's a Sizer. Rock type, that's where I get my Kabutops in. And if you could tell, Sizer and Kabutops are the same type of evolution of putting swords on your arms. Ghost type, there's only three. And of course, I always wanted a Gengar, but only had a Haunter, but Gengar was the one I always wanted. And then my favorite Pokemon is a Dragonite. It's always been. I think it's because he was the one that, or she was the one that you could not catch the end of the game. As many times I played it, and I would like literally sit there and grind out evolving a Dragonite or a Dratini into a Dragonite. I don't have my Dragonair here because it's in my Pokemon deck because I do have or my Dragonite because I do battle with a dragon. And I always like to just pull out that original Pokemon card. For Dark, um, this is one of the categories I never really, well, except a substitute. Like all the many times I tried to find all of these glitches, could never do it. But except for Kabutop's mom, or Kabuto's mom, where he takes off her skull and wears it as a head. Such a dark thing. Steel, I'm a always Magneton, Magnezone. All these things going this way. Mr. Mime always creeped me out, and I never liked the aspect of putting a Pokemon to sleep. So, but I loved Metronome. Metronome was one of my favorite moves to use because you never know what it's gonna do. And I remember winning a few different battles in the Elite Four because Clefable pulled out a move that I really needed. So for my starter, I know it is always, I've always picked Charmander. For my gimmick form, what is wrong with this Persian? I've never seen that gimmick form. Um, Mimic form. I guess that would be Ultra or something. Is this is this Gengar as oh, I'm gonna come across him later, but what's the Pokemon that's blue and it has like a black hole in its mouth? That's what that he looks like. Um, Definitely gonna go with um Frieza and Mewtwo. Frieza, Mewtwo. And then my favorite legendary has always been Mew. And out of all of them, it's always Dragonite. I know I said multiple were my favorite, but yeah, I can have multiple favorites. So Gen 2, the Johto region, if I am correct with that. For normal type, it's always been Ursaring, Big Bear. How can you not deal with that? Ooh, this one's a little hard one because Typhlosion's one of my favorites. I'm gonna pick Typhlosion. Just the fire ferret. The fire ferret. Um, for alligator is dark, right? No. I always had my for alligator use dark moves. He got me through a lot. So for alligator, man, it this and I'm being very simple with this because it's always Celebi. Time travel. Basically choosing all the most powerful Pokemon here. You know you have to choose Raikou, because if you didn't, then you don't understand. A saber-toothed tiger dog with electric powers, and I never understood what the purple was on his back, but her eyes, Sneasel's always the coolest. For fighting Hitmontop, I've never taken Hitmontop to Fantastic Four. I just watched that a couple days ago. To the Elite Four because they could never make it. But that is one of my favorites. And he's just how cool he is. He's like one of the only upside down Pokemon, besides the one that you have to evolve by turning your phone upside down in Pokemon Go. Poison. It's Crobat. Enough said. Ground. Tyranitar isn't ground? Really? What, he's rock dragon, I guess? Hmm. And I would have to choose Larvitar. Larvitar. If you ever need a baby Pokemon to crawl through vents and then dig to the dirt, Larvitar. For flying. Yeesh. I'm a Zuatu fan. Zuata? Zuata. I've always called them Zuatu. I know I stopped nicknaming Pokemons because this is going to be a long video if I kept doing that. So I'll nickname them after I pick them. So for Psychic, as always Espeon. I mean, in Pokemon, what? It wasn't Pokemon Coliseum. Espeon made me win so much in some of these things. Because it's Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Coliseum, XD, something of darkness. I think it's Coliseum. Espeon was my champ. For Bug, of course, you have to choose Shuckle. Just kidding. Always like Ledian, but Ledian was always a hard one for me to pick because they're not that strong in the end. Rock, Tyranitar. Tyranitar. I have to describe that. Ghost. Who do I pick for Ghost? I guess Mischievous. Dragon is Kingdra. For Dark, when we first got introduced to it. Oh, it's because they're dark rock. They're not ground anymore. It's weird. Houndoom, always. Oh, no, no. It's Umbreon. 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 Always. For Steel. Out of these four, which one I would choose always is Scizor. And for Fairy, my Fairy was always well, not always, because Fairy wasn't here. Back when I was playing, what, Ruby, or this was Ruby, right? Oh no, this was Fire and wait, no. Silver and Gold. Sorry, took me a while to remember that. Um, Back playing that, the only one I would take would have been a to the Elite Four. That's why I'm kind of judging all this is who I would take to the Elite Four, but also who's my favorites and why they became my favorites. There's always a Azumarill. There's always a Azumarill. My starter, Typhlosion. My gimmick form, which I have on Pokemon Go. I have most of these. Um, my Ampharos, I guess. My legendary. Out of all of them, which one I like the most? I used to use a Ho card when I was playing competitive Pokemon card game, but I always like Suicune the most. My favorite out of all of them was the one I almost mischose, but yeah, Umbreon's always been my favorite out of Gen 2. Now let's go Gen 3. Um, there's a purple Kecleon that's not a shiny one. Never ran into that. For normal, it's always Explode, Fire. I mean, how do you not choose Blaskion? Swampert, Sceptile. I know that's basic, but that's true. Manectric. Ooh, for ice. I always liked Glaceon. I think it's Glaceon. For fighting types, I always gotta do a Breloom. For poison types, Rosalia. For ground types, Claydol. Yeah. So, mm, this actually might be the hard one. I'd always chew a Claydol. All right, choose a Claydol. For flying type, Altaria, but I know that there's gonna be less dragon types on this. Well, yeah, on Altaria. Psychic. What? Only there was two unknowns that were psychic? I did not know that. Kind of crazy. Chimcho. No, just kidding. That'd be hilarious. So if someone's favorite Pokemon was a Chimchu. Chimichurro, Jirachi. For bug type, you're gonna laugh at me, but It's always been a mannequin for rock. Yeah, Agron. For Ghost. I always was a Bennett fan. Dragon, of course, it's my Salamence. Technically, I like Baggin more. Yeah, I always, yeah, Baggin, yeah, it's Baggin. Because he evolves into a Salamence. And for Dark type, it's always Absol. Steel, Metagross, like, yeah, because I already chose Aggron. Fairy, definitely. Gardevoir for my starter. Y'all might laugh at me, but I've always chose Skeptile because I always loved Skeptile. It's like the one generation where I always chose grass. Wow, I haven't seen a lot of these. These are pretty cool. Um, if I had to choose one, like one I use in Pokemon Go and all the, I'm gonna go with Dark Lugia, Shadow Lugia. And oh, if I go Shadow Lugia here, then I get to pick one of these ones. Um, let's go camera up to had a little mega evolution. I haven't seen this one either. For this, I have to go Rayquaza because Rayquaza is, Mega Rayquaza is the best ever. And for my favorite out of all of these is always going to be Baggin. Bagon, Baggin. Now, time to Gen 4. I think I have a good list already. Um, my favorite normal Pokemon. I'm sorry, this is probably pretty basic, but Arceus is one of my favorite Pokemon. I like God. For fire types, I'm I'm a big Infernape fan. For water types, a Palkia fan. And for grass types, I mean Torterra is the best grass type that yeah, ever. I always love Luxray. For ice, it's always been Glaceon. For fighting, Lucio, Lucio, Lucio. He's always like my favorite baby Pokemon. Um, for poison, Roserade. Drapion could be pretty cool too, but do like a Roserade. For ground, Garchomp is the easiest one to pick. You know what? No, it's Gibble. Gibble is always, yeah, I love a Gibble. For flying type. Wait, Yan Mega came out during this time? Kind of crazy. I have to choose Shaman. So I always thought this was a EV evolution, but I've never been able to evolve an EV into a Shaman. But I've always wanted to. That's my EV. For Psychic. Cr Priscilla. For bug, Cricket tune just because it's a musician. Plays a tune. For rock, though, this is rock, right? Yeah, it's rock. Rhyperion. For ghost, you might laugh at me, but I always like a Dusk Noir. Dusk Noir. Yeah, Dusk Noir. For dragon, I've never even seen this type of Dialga. Yeah, but Dialga. For wait, no, that was good. Dragon. This is dark. Or dark. It's always dark, right? How can you choose someone else? The god of darkness. For steel, Napoleon. Togekiss, of course. That's the easiest choice I had to make. For my starter, yeah, it's always Tortuga. Out of all of these, which one would I might have to choose Gallade Mega. Mega Gallade. Yeah. For my legendary, it's always Arceus. For my favorite out of them all, yeah, I guess I got like almost every legendary on here. Funny is my favorite one out of all these all is the weakest of them all. Oh no, second weakest is Gibble. Yeah. And so by Gen 5, this is the time when it was no longer feasible for me to play Pokemon, or else I'd be picked on. And I had to now buy my own Pokemon games. And I did not. And in these next 3 generations, it took me a while to get to a point where I could buy my own Pokemon games. I do know all these Pokemon from just playing it in my as an adult, playing a lot of Pokemon Go and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna be starting to not know the name of Pokemon and know how to pronounce their names specifically. So for normal, like, what is this? Legs? Legs are a Pokemon? Kind of funny. For normal, I love a Stoutland Dachshund, but as a has a giant beard. Yeah, be Stoutland. Fire. Um, okay, and first one I can pronounce. Rit Rajazi? R Rit Starts with an R. Rizashi. I have like 5 of these in Pokemon Go. Risashi. Oh. For water. Oh, what is this? Oh, I feel like they'd be my favorite if I did that, but it's gonna be a Samurai. Samurai. Samarit? Samarit. Grass. I always did like a, oh, Bedlam is this one. Salon Bedlam, and just because I don't know how to pronounce her name, I'm gonna go with Lilligant for electric. Oh, is that what? Is that a Tyranitar electric? Kind of crazy. Electros. And for ice, a Beatrick. And for fighting, this human being. No. Timber. That it is him. I forget his name. It is a Con Con Dizzler. I'm gonna just call him Con Dizzler. No, it's not right. Condor. Condor? Yeah. Just comment in the bottom. Oh, it's always a Venipede. It's evolution. I'll go Venipede because I don't know the evolution's name. For ground, something about crocodile that's always been intriguing. But a Landorus, I do like Landorus. Um, Primal form, the other form, yeah, it's gonna be crocodile. Crocodile. Flying type. Okay, this is a hard one for me. Always liked actually something about Molga. I always liked the Molga. So for psychic type, Melmiata, Melmiuta, Melmata. For bug type, I get to choose her now. Him, her. I don't remember her name. I actually forgot she was a bug type. Not even gonna try. Um, rock type. Voltor is always good, but I like them more. Wow. This is why I'm like I wasn't recognized when I was so I can't recognize them. It's because this is the least amount of names in a game I played because I never played this game. Um, feel like I would like this guy the most. Looks like a Gengar mixed with a something, but Concophagus, probably not his name, but something close. So for the dragon types, Fracture evolves into what Fracture evolves into, and what Fracture evolves into, my favorite dragon in that era. For dark types. Whoa, what is this? I need to find a ROM to play this game because this looks like it would be my favorite type. But for now, I'll use the favorite that I did have, Scrappy. For silver, what? See, it's another robot and stuff. Hmm. Be funny if I put pick clink clang clang, click clank clong. No, I'll do cobalt. For fairy, Whismer, Cottony. It's not right either. Whismers. Whisper's not even the name of it, is it? That evolution. Um, Samurai, Samurai. For the weird forms, you really do have to fight a human in this, or what? That's kind of funny. As someone who's never seen any of these forms, off of just looks, my favorite one would probably be. This isn't X and Y, is it? No. I like this guy, whoever that is. For legendary types out of all of these, it's Victini. It has to be Victini. Love, I love a Victini. Out of all them, it's gonna be one of the ones I can't really know their name. I can't. It's Condalonk, Condadonk, Conlonk. Yeah. So for X and Y, it is a lot of mega types in here. Oh, for these, yeah, definitely Pure, Pure. Sounds right. Um, Fire types. I've always nicknamed this Delphi. Um, Delphini, one of my favorite Pokemons. For water types, hmm, it's not a hard one because I always like the seahorse, but Greninja is an easy pick. But Druck, Dreklet, Dreklet, Drell, Kip, Chestnut. Yeah, it's Chestnut. For electric types is Helioptile. Oh, that's him. Helioptile's evolution. For ice types, I'm actually a fan of this fossil dragon ice type. Amber starts with an A, I think. For fighting types, there's a fighting type Mewtwo in this? Holy crap. That sounds cool. Um, but if I would have to choose which Pokemon I'd want, yeah, fighting type Mewtwo. Never even heard of it, but yes. This is one of my favorite Pokemon. Can't even remember the name. Always one of my favorite. So for ground type, um, never, I've never caught this Pokemon in any game or anything. I wish I could. But with this list, it would have to be the Groundon Eternal type, Elite type. No, it's Primordial type, Primordial, Groudon, Groudon, Groudon. Hey, I really like this Pokemon that Exectable. Never known how to pronounce. Excitable. Um, those are flying types. Noibat's evolution though is yeah, Noibat's evolution. Love Noibat's evolution. Now you're gonna try to think what it is. Um, and this would have been a really hard game to play. This is the other upside down Pokemon. Whoa, this looks like if I hadn't played this game before, oh, I haven't, but if I played this game now, this is the Pokemon. What it's like a dark Mewtwo. What is it? Shadow Mewtwo? Um, Bug probably be Mega's Scizor. What is this? Rock. It's actually I'm trying to remember the name. I have one of these in Pokemon Go. Actually, a great Pokemon to use. Um, for Ghost type, all of these would be Mega Gengar, maybe. But I like Shadow Mega Gengar. I don't know how to make them Shadow. All right, Dragon. Oh, Sceptile turns into a dragon? That's cool. It's Gudra. It has to be Gudra. For Dark. I know it's taken forever. Sorry about that. Um, be it'd be Hoopa Unbound. Yeah, Hoopa Unbound. Steel. What is this? What Ashes or Reds? Lucario. I forget who has them. Never had this Pokemon, but I've always really wanted to have them. Yeah, I do. Mega Lucario, Ash, or Red. I don't remember. Um, for fairy types. Oh, Sylveon. Sylveon's one of my favorites. Starters is Chestnut. For legendaries. Wow, there's all. Oh no, these are mega forms. For mega forms. Why does your Latias and Lodius look the same? My my most favorite mega form is actually Blaziken. Um, my most favorite legendary in this. I've never played as you. Oh, that's what you evolved into? Ooh, I have one of these in Pokemon Go. Never been able to evolve in, but my most favorite is Zashiel? Zayatol? Zayatol? No, I don't know how to pronounce that name. And out of all of them, it would always have to go to Sylveon. It's my Sylveon. Don't judge me. All right, 7. Hmm. Okay. On a pier, what I like to play with and what, yeah. I am do it beware. For fire type, I love a Salazzle. Salazzle? Oh, no, 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 no. Aeonian uh Marowak. Here. Oh, there's a gray ninja here. That is pretty cool. Um, for water types, Prima Donna. For grass types, Decadicigadi, Decia, Decadi, Dish Dash. Hopefully some of that was right. For electric, Zoro, Zororik, Zorak, Zorak. It's hard for me to pronounce all these ones. I've never heard anyone say. Um, it has to be ice slash slash, Aeolian slash slash. For fighting type, oh, it's Jangmo Unturned, Hakuzaro, Hazork, Hoizaki. J Mango evolves into Dang D the Mango. No, I Harakamo, Harakamo, Harakamo. I'm guessing that's how you say it. For poison would always be Nazadati, Nazalaki, Polyazic. I I'm just making up words because it's how hard they get. I mean, I'm almost like not to embarrass myself. I'm gonna pick a name that I don't know. So I have never seen this Pokemon before. Never know their name, but Zigard, Zigardi, Zigard is my favorite. I don't know his evolution, or else it might have been her evolution. For flying, I have one of these in Pokemon Go. What? This is Orococo's other evolutions? Never really seen that before. That is Datrix. Datrix. For Psychic. It would be Lunala. 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 Lunola. Or Steel. No, for Bug. Um, Formosa. For Rock. Yes. I like the maned wolf. So there's Lina Rock and the other one. Yeah. I like the maned wolf. For Ghost. Wait, Deciudry? Deciudry? Deciudry is a ghost? I didn't know that. Why? 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 Um, it would be probably Mimikyu without the Pikachu head. Pikachu head. Um, Dragon. He's no longer in disguise. The dragon. Guzzlord. No. He's one that I fear in Nuzlocke. I fear Gus. So this dog is part dragon? Jeez. Hakamo. Hakamo's another one of my favorites. Dark. This Torracat. Um, Steel. I don't know what type of Slungio this is. So I but Slungio, yeah, definitely Slungio. Um, very prima donna. Um, Starter is yeah, it's prima donna. She got picked 3 times on this list. What is this? What is that? What are those? Um, Gimmick form. If I could guess, what is that? That is Reggie Steele. That's the gimmick form. Oh, it's Marowak. And with my legendary. Yeah, I actually didn't know he was a legendary. Sil something. Zororik. Zoro Zorak. Out of all these, my favorite is, of course, Marowak and the Alien form. You notice? He's always been one of my favorite. Okay, so for Gen 8, let's so what this is Legends of Arceus. So with Gen 8 is when I got back. I had back into Pokemon. I had money now. No longer worrying about being bullied. But I was went and bought Pokemon Legends of Arceus. Um, this also might be the same one as Sword and Shield, which I went out and bought. I went out, I downloaded, I bought from the Game Boy store, Sword. So let's get into it. So for normal, oh, Obstagoon. I love the punk rock Obstagoon. Um, for fire, oh wait, I got the Megas on here. As a Typhlosion fan, I loved this Ghost Typhlosion. That was like every time I play Arceus, that's who my starter is. For water, um, I never came across what is that? That is a not Altaria, that's a Palkia in a different form. Why didn't I never got that. And what this fish evolves? Basculin evolves? Never knew that. It has to be Sesiclon, something like that. I do like that Pokemon. I use it in Pokemon Unite. Grass. Um, the drummer. Choose the Mega one too. Yeah, it's the full drum set. Never chose him in I know I just chose 3 stars. I never chose him in him in a game, but I've been trying to catch him in Pokemon Go. This is the one Pokemon that I've always been like, what? Electric Ice. Um, so in this one, it oh, he Mega Evolves? Oh, that is so cool. Um, I always loved him. Electricity? I want to say his name is. For Ice. Oh no, it was this one that I really hated. Either or, the same type of Pokemon. It's like a mixture of two. Um, I've never even seen this Pokemon. That's cool. It's a Ponyta Rapidash ice form. But I have to go with Daramaku's evolution for fighting type. I might have to go with Zaramatu. Well, no, Kafu. Kafu. I don't have the expansion, but so I never got to really learn Urshifu, but I love Kafu. What is this poison type? Measles evolution, which I have no idea what they're called in that game, but I really do like this form. The ground type, Arcelana is always what? I did not know they were ground type, but flying type. I hate a Clamorant in some of these games. Clamorant is just a little OP. And I've never seen these two. Oh, this is this is Articuno. Oh, what is this? It is I forget what region this is. Aeolian? Maybe? But yeah, this is my favorite Articuno, or one of my favorite legends. I get to pick them twice if I wanted to. What is this? Psychic type? I do like the evolution of Statler. Ooh, I do like a hat trim though. Oh, then there's a Mega. Yeah, it's a hard one. Yeah. Statler's evolution. And for bug type, the UFO Blitzbug and whatever. Wait. Oh no, that's a Mega evolution. Never Mega evolved that Pokemon. Now I need to go Mega evolve that Pokemon. For rock type, it's Arcanine's other form. Yeah, rock type. For dragon type, there's a few. Wait, what? Why is there a dragon? Or was there a Typhlosion on the dragon type? Maybe I missed something out. Oh, it's ghost type. Oh, sorry, I can't read sometimes. Definitely going to be catapult, tragapult, trichapult, whatever. Dragon type. That's kind of crazy. Um, I'm a little confused by this. So they both have a third evolution? I did not know that. Or is that Mega? Might be a Mega evolution. So that looks like that one Pokemon that I really hate. Let's go Sliggoo. So for my steel type, no wait, no. Fighting type? Dark type. That's cool. It's not even shiny, is it? I love this Moltres. This Moltres. It's just yeah, killer. For my legendary, no, for my steel type, Stunfisk. Oh, that'd have been hilarious, all right. Corviknight probably. Well, no, so I got shield and sword. There we go. Sensation. For my fairy type is wow, that's what his mega echo. Oh, that's a cool mega evolution. She becomes a cake. That's hilarious. Yeah, and definitely have to be station. I'm gonna choose the one with the wings this time. For my starter, kind of a hard one, but I'm gonna do Cinderace. Damn, this is how many weird forms they have. Um, is that the snake? That is Articuno. Or my legendary regular ass station. For my favorite out of them all, Toxicroak? Toxicity? Forget. No, it's Obstagoon. 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 Sorry this is taking so long. It's come to this. So I did get Pokemon Violet, and this was one of favorite Pokemon games I ever played. Still playing it actually. For normal type, this is a hard one, but Cyclizer always takes the lead. For my fire type, it's Sisyclude. I'm not gonna even pronounce his name or try to remember it. For my water type, is this like a Sisuin other form? What? I actually never. I don't have the DLC, so if I did, this is not that I would choose a Sisuin. Sick Sis Suin. What is with this Pokemon? I still never learned about it, so I don't know much about it. There's a Verizon, uh, but it's Meowscarada. My favorite grass. Favorite electric, Maradon for sure. There's like a new Magneton, kind of crazy. Maradon for ice. Frigabax for fighting. Annihilate. The Pokemon took me so far in the game. Um, I really do love this. What is it? Glamora. I really do love a Glamora. For ground. This Donovan. Um, I don't know what. Yeah, I didn't memorize it. For flying, this Hydreigon that was transformed. For psychic, I really love the ostrich. Really do love that they finally gave Giraffe. Whoa, is that a new form of? Oh, that is a new form, and that's a new form. Oh, I really need to get this freaking DLC because that is cool that there are new forms that. What is this? Like an evil freaking Jigglypuff? That is crazy. I need to get those new forms, but I'm gonna choose the ostrich. I forgot their name. Pardon me. For bug type, Volcareno, Mega Volcarano. For rock type, yeah, it has to be him. Salt Mine, the Salt Mine. I don't know his actual name, but yeah, Salt Mine. Gimmiggle, love me a Gimmiggle, especially when they're in their box. Wait, yeah, his evolution. Goldingo, Dragon type. Oh, that's a Dragon type Entei and a Raikou. Man, I really need to get this DLC because that is so cool. Yeah, Roaring Moon might not be the right name, but it's what I'm thinking. For Dark type, hmm, yes, Bisharp's evolution always was. Yeah, took me forever to get him. And Tinkaton, Tinkaton, Tinka. She's actually one of my favorite Pokemon. I took her to the end. Now fairy type. I gotta do a Doc Spun. Wow, Madrivius evolved into a fairy type. I feel like all of these things that I'm learning about right now is in the DLC that I never got to learn. I never got to watch. Out of all them, Scarda. Um, for random new types. I don't even know what this is. Um, I don't like any of these Pokemon, but I don't know what these three are. So I'm gonna just choose the one that I don't know what it is, but I want to know what it is. Legendary. Oh, that is such a cool legendary. Don't hate me that I have not finished the game. Oh, that is this evolution. That evolution, that is the new type. Miraidon. Miraidon. And my favorite out of all of them is Tinga Tinga. Gaton. Now I gotta vote for all of these. Obstagoon. Um, Celibate. Um, Inteleon, maybe. Um, Skeptile. Electric. Zoroark. For ice is Glaceon. For fighting, Condel Dunk. Consel Dunk. For poison, this Sneasel. Poison Easel. I don't know what his name is. For ground, I really do love it. Ursulana, but yeesh, Gibble and Marowak and Ursulana. For flying is always going to be this beautiful Articuno. For psychic, Meluata, Meliata. For bug, Mega Scizor. No, that's cheating. No, it's always going to be a mannequin. Um, for rock, Linerock. No, it's always Kabutops. For ghost, Goldingo. For dragon, Karoma. For dark, it is going to be Moltres. For what is it, steel? For steel, Tinka. For fairy, Zation. For starters. Ooh. I got this choice, which started with I only have one first evolution. For starters, I was gonna choose Prima Donna. Sorry, Prima Donna. For legendaries from gimmick forms, I don't even know who that is. I love them though. Frieza Mewtwo? No, it's always going to be me changing my ice Pokemon, my flying Pokemon to Noibat's evolution, and then my Articuno as my other form. For my legendaries, this one is a hard one because it's gonna be Miraidon. I'm sorry, Arceus and Mew, but they did something to me last time I played. And the last but not least, but your favorite of your favorites. This is harder than you think. My favorite Pokemon of my favorite Pokemon is Sylveon, of course. It's always going to be Sylveon. Now my team. Click a team box, then a Pokemon from the grid to copy it to the box. Oh, and then I just get a pick from that. Okay. Um, I got Fighting Steel, Fire Ghost, Dragon, Electric, Fairy Steel. Ooh, I got a little too many Fairy Steels. Um, I can kind of cheat and just choose like Mega. Uh, hmm. For a well-balanced team, I will choose Prima Donna. My favorite regional bird. Those are my only choices. Probably pick a peck. Favorite regional mammal. Um, yeah, Zigzagoon, that form. Favorite regional bug. Yeah, Venipede. Pseudo legend. I didn't know he was a pseudo legend. Um, yeah, probably Aramaku. My favorite Pikachu clone. Oh, I've never seen that one. I didn't know he was a Pikachu clone. Makes sense though. Mimikyu, Evolution, Sylvie, favorite fossil. Um, Two Tops, regional form, my Articuno, Gigantamax. Ooh, never used most of these, but my favorite Gigantamax. Oh, the drummer. My favorite baby. Yes, Toxel. My favorite box, legendary. Miraidon, my favorite mythical, Celebi. Mm, so, mm, that's a hard one. Celebi or Mew? No, I'm going, yeah, Milliwatt. It's a hard one. Favorite Ultra Beast. Have to be him because I like the fact that he evolved into him. My favorite paradox. Whoa, that's a new paradox. I haven't seen that one. Um, my favorite type. My favorite type has always been dragon. Favorite Pokeball. Um, Quick Ball. My favorite Spinda. Wait, how do I do this? My favorite Billion is the purple one. My favorite. Wait, there's other alchemies? That's cool. Baby Blue. Oh, and then there's a choice after baby blue. Baby blue and purple. What did that say? My favorite new evolution. Annihilate. So this is my favorites. And these are my other Deva favorites. Thank you for tuning in. If you watched all this, I know it's been a while. Um, if you stuck with me, appreciate you. And I'm going to be doing a lot more Pokemon content nowadays. Going to be Carpoolmon. Carpoolmon will be my series of Pokemon stuff from Nuzlocks to hopefully doing two-player Nuzlocks and me just interacting my first time playing a bunch of these different fan-made Pokemon games and Nuzlocking or whatever I do with them. So thank you for tuning in. Um, that is Charmander. That is Charmeleon. That is Charmander. And that's Eevee. I'm Chris, Elmo, and Scooby, and we will see you next time on Carpoolmon. Peace.